For this practice, we'll start in a comfortable seated position. I'm choosing to sit up on a block just so that my hips are elevated higher than my knees, and I find that so much more comfortable. So if that's there for you as well, please do invite yourself to sit on something to give you a little bit more height. Closing down the eyes, inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, drop the shoulders down the spine. Inhale, pick the ears up. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, as you open up through the arms, expand the palms forward as if you're getting ready to embrace someone. And as you exhale, curl through the spine, the hands come forward, and maybe wrap the arms around yourself, giving yourself a loving squeeze and hug. Inhale as you open up, seated cat-cows. Exhale, wrap the arms around yourself. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. And we'll start just making circles with the hands on the knees, bringing the torso forward and around as if you're stirring a big pot of cookie dough. Couple of circles one way, couple of circles the other way. And then finally, we'll come to rest and we'll find a seated forward fold. I prefer to do that without a block, so if you do as well, if you have a block and you would like to remove it, please do. With the ankles crossed over, sit up straight and then gently creep the hands forward. Maybe coming down onto the forearms, flat onto the ground, or you can use a block here as well. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the hands back in towards the body. Take the hands behind you. Fingers face towards the back. Roll the shoulders down the spine. Lift up through the heart space. Fully arriving on your mat. Letting go of anything that isn't going to serve you in the practice today. Becoming fully present, aware, and humbled. With the hands behind you, swap the ankles over so that the opposite ankle is in front. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, creep the hands forwards. Maybe down onto the forearms, or onto a block, or flat onto the ground. Not pushing it, we're just gently opening up through the body. So not expecting it to look a certain way, or to feel a certain way. Honoring where your body is at today, in this very moment. Inhale. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Exhale. Walk the hands back in. This time we'll take the hands behind you. You can turn sideways on the mat if you like. Take the feet out to as wide as the mat. And then drop both knees across to the left. Back up through center and across to the right. You can stay upright to do this, or if you'd like to, you may like to fold down onto your back, interlace the arms above the head, grabbing onto opposite elbow, and then again allowing both knees to drop to the left, and then to drop to the right. treating ourselves, treating our bodies the way that we would have liked to have been treated as young children, with softness, with forgiveness, nurturing every single cell inside of us. Coming down flat on the back if you're not already there, and taking a big body on, extending the arms up and the feet all the way away, arching through the back, lifting through the heart space. Becoming feline, primal. And bending one knee up, bending the other knee up. Option, if you would like to either just take the knees in towards the chest and gently rock side to side. And if you're on your moon cycle, I would suggest that you stay here. Or if you're not on your moon cycle and you would still like a gentler practice, maybe taking the knees into the forehead, the hips towards the sky. Choosing to stay here, or maybe plow pose is there, taking the feet up, over and behind the head. The hands can interlace and draw back down towards the earth. And gently finding your way back down. We'll come into a knock-knee position, feet out as wide as the mat, and the knees draw into one another, resting on one another like a teepee. One hand to the heart space, one hand to the belly. Energetically and consciously opening up through the heart. Warmly welcoming any energies, any thoughts, any feelings and emotions that arise throughout this practice, without judgment, without criticism. Let them come and let them go, just like the waves on a beach. Allow the breath to become oceanic. Breathing in through the nose and deeply out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Happy baby is there. Let's gently open up through the hips, grabbing the outer edges of the feet, and then rolling the lower spine back onto the earth. Broaden through the shoulders, lift up through the heart space. Use the hands to pull the feet down to the earth, the knees into the underarms, and then use the feet to energetically pull, actively pull the hands up towards the sky so that you're finding a sense of grounding through working against yourself. So the feet are pulling up and the hands are pulling down. The heart stays lifted. Maybe the corner edges of your mouth can lift into a gentle smile. Knowing that you're doing something for yourself. You're giving yourself a gift of not only time and the beautiful sensation of tapping into the body, tapping into the breath, but releasing the attachment to the ego. Maybe you'd like to gently roll side to side along the spine. Or maybe even extending the left leg. And then bending the left leg, straightening the right leg. Find whatever version of happy baby feels best for you. And we'll take 3 more long, slow breaths. I want you to breathe so slowly and so deeply that you're almost tasting the air. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Full breath in. And full breath out. Hug the knees back into the chest. Wrap the forearms around the shins. Tuck the chin in towards the knees. Give yourself a loving squeeze and hug. Take 3 rock and rolls lengthways up and down the mat. And on the last one, crossing the ankles. Rolling onto the knees. And we'll find a tabletop position, a cat-cow position. With the shoulders stacked above the wrists, the hips above the knees. Option if you'd like to for a gentle wrist stretch. Taking the fingers towards the knees and the wrist towards the top edge of the mat. Inhale as you drop the belly, look up. Exhale, curl through the spine, look up at your belly button. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale. Exhale. Flip the fingertips forwards and continue moving with your breath through cat-cows. You can move forward and back like we were, or you can invite some primal intuitive movements. Closing down the eyes, connecting to the body, asking it what it wants, having that conversation, listening to the natural intelligence that your body has, and moving in any way that feels good for the body. Use the breath, make it loud, make it audible. Allow it to move through you freely. You may like to come up onto the fingertips. And as you inhale, move forward, lower the hips down, spread the feet apart into a seal pose. And then as you exhale, back into a child's pose. Knees out wide, hips to the heels. Inhale, move forward through seal. Exhale, shift back, child's pose. Last one, inhale, move forward. Exhale, move back. Coming back to tabletop. And from here, we'll inhale, extend the right leg up. And then exhale, dorsiflex the toes. Tuck the right toes under and bring the heel down to the ground as you slide back. So you're getting a gentle hamstring stretch. And then you'll come down until the belly's on top of the left thigh into a one-legged child's pose. Inhale, lift up. Right toes lift. Exhale, kick it back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale, step the right toes to the outside of the right hand and we'll find your lizard lunge. So option 1 is to lower the back knee down, stay up on the hands, or maybe even use a block under the hands to give yourself a little bit of lift and height. Engage through the left glute and feel it opening through that left hip flexor. Keep lifting the heart up. Option 2, maybe you would like to do the same thing on the hands or on the block, tucking the back toe and straightening through the back leg. Keep hugging the right knee into the right elbow. Or maybe lowering down onto the forearms. Coming onto the blade edge of the right foot, the front foot, and allowing that front knee to splay out towards the right edge of the mat. If you know or that you feel like you would like a bind, you can reach back with the right hand and grab onto the left foot, either drawing the left heel in towards the glutes or allowing it to kick back towards the back edge of the mat, lifting up through the heart. Releasing the foot if you took the bind, planting the palms down on the mat, removing the block, and we'll step back into a narrow child's pose, bringing the belly towards the tops of the thighs. The forehead rests down to the ground and the fingers can either be forward or you can take the arms behind you, elbows rest down to the mat. And walking back up through a tabletop. Inhale, left toes lift. Exhale, flex the left foot. Step it down, tuck the toes under, and then slide all the way back. Inhale through a tabletop, left toes lift. Exhale as you slide back. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, step the left foot outside the left hand and find your variation of lizard lunge on this side. So again, you may like to keep the back knee down, engage through the right glute, lift up through the heart space, maybe even onto a block. Tuck the back toe under, straighten through the back leg. Or roll onto the blade edge of the front foot. Splay the left knee out towards the left edge. And maybe even reach back, find the bind and open up through the heart space. Or draw the heel into the glute. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. And exhale. Release the back foot. Plant the palms down and step back into your child's pose. Walk the hands up into the body and we'll find our way into a supine hero pose. We'll go both legs at once. If you find it harder to do both legs at once, please feel free to just do one side and then the other. You'll know your body better than anyone else. So sitting down with the hips and the sit bones flat in between the heels. So you're not sitting on the heels. This is really intense, maybe on the knees for you. You can use a block and sit on the block. Gives you a little bit more height and a little bit of protection on the knees. If this is still not high enough, you can choose to sit up on a taller height or to stack a bolster on top of a block, pillows, anything that you can find to sit up until the knees feel okay. From here, you can choose to lean back, put the hands behind the body, lift up through the heart space. Maybe you would like to invite folding down onto the elbows, the forearms, keep lifting up through the heart, energetically drawing the knees in towards one another. Or maybe fully flat, down on your back with the hands by the side or the arms lift above the head, holding on to opposite elbow. Lift the heart, draw the knees together. Inhale. And exhale. Connect to the breath. Allow it to move through you and to breathe deeper into any areas of the body that need a little bit of extra love, a little bit of TLC, a bit of tender loving care. Releasing the arms above you if you took that option. Bring them back down to the sides, pushing into the elbows, then coming back up onto the hands. Coming forwards through your tabletop and finding a comfortable seat. We'll find cow face pose and open up through the hips a little bit more. So choosing whatever leg you like, it doesn't matter, we'll do both sides. Trying to stack the knees on top of one another. So again, if this is a bit much, you can choose to sit up onto a block for a little bit more height. And if the knees can't quite stack, honor that phase and choose to instead just cross the shins. If the knees can stack with the sit bones flat on the ground, energetically and physically draw the feet away from the body towards the front edge of the room for a deeper stretch. So the closer that the feet are into the hips, the less that you'll be able to feel it. So if you move them away from the body, you'll get a deeper stretch. Take the thumbs and press them into the soles of the feet. Give yourself a little massage. Find any areas that are a little bit tight, a little bit tense. And choose to spend some time here with them. Drop the shoulders down the spine, lengthen through the back of the neck and maybe closing down the eyes. Inhale. Exhale, option to stay, or maybe you would like to start to hinge forward from the hips. Coming down onto the forearms, perhaps on a block. Or forearms can be flat on the ground, or you can be completely folded forward. I find that cow face pose, this pose for me is different every day. Sometimes I'm so open and I can just fold forward completely and it doesn't feel like much at all. And then other days, like right now, it's quite stiff and tense. And being able to detach from the ego and step into the present moment and to be able to say, okay, this is what this pose looks like for me today. And that is okay, knowing that you're still getting all the benefits regardless of what it looks like. It's about what it feels like. That juicy feeling of opening up through the hips. Walking the hands back up into the body. From here, look down and whatever leg is underneath, keep it there. The knee that's on top, simply bend the knee up towards the sky so that the sole of the foot is flat onto the ground. From here, you can choose to take the open twist, reaching across to whatever side the foot's on, reaching back and then opening up through the heart space. Or if you'd like the closed twist, twisting across yourself, the elbow comes to the outer knee, and then twisting back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist deeper. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Coming back through center. Taking the hands behind you, and we'll swap our legs over. Stacking the opposite knee on top, or crossing the opposite shin in front of the other. Again, finding the fleshy part of the sit bones, choosing to sit evenly on both sit bones. And then drawing the feet away from the body. Taking the thumbs into the soles of the feet. And again, just walking the thumbs up and down the foot. Taking your time, knowing that there's no rush. An option to stay here upright, or maybe again, choosing to fold forward. Walking the hands back up. Removing the block. Looking down, whatever leg's on top, taking the sole of that foot to the outside of the base knee. And again, we'll find whatever version feels right. So open twist, twisting it towards that front foot. Or closed twist, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, twist across. Maybe look across that back shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center. We'll find a fallen diamond. So finding your way onto the sit bones, pull the fleshy part of the sit bones out completely to the back, away from you, and not to the side, but fully back. Soles of the feet together, and then take the feet away from the body so that they're not tied in like this, like a butterfly, but they're further away. Lift up through the torso, and then as you exhale, choose to hinge forward. You can find the forearms or the hands onto a block, or maybe reaching the whole way down. Folding to whatever degree feels right for you. You can even place the block on top of the feet and allow the forehead to come down. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale and fold even deeper. And walking the hands back up. Coming back to that same stretch that we found towards the beginning of the practice. Coming down onto the back. Hands can interlace, hold on to opposite elbow. Feet on each side of the mat, and then allowing the knees to drop across to the left. And then across to the right. Over to the left. And over to the right. Come back up through center. Extend the feet out away from you. And the arms all the way up. Hug one knee in, hug the other knee in. And then choose to roll through one side or rock and roll up towards the seat. Again, choosing to sit on a block if that's there for you. Find your spot. Find your happy spot, somewhere that you can feel that you'll be able to sit comfortably for a couple more minutes. We'll invite a meditation. You can choose to do it with the eyes open if you're not quite comfortable with them closed. Or if you are comfortable, closing down the eyes. Inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale, drop them down the spine. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, drop them down. Lengthening through the spine, through the back of the neck, creating a seamless, energetic stream up and down the spine, out the crown of the head, and then back down in towards the earth. I want you to imagine a fine line of light coming up through the earth into the base of the spine, moving up the spine, through the back of the neck, through the skull, and out through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, this light will move back down through the head, the back of the neck, down the spine, and in towards the earth, deep into the core of the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Moving to your own breath, your own rhythm. 4 slow counts in. Hold at the top. 4 slow counts out. And hold at the bottom. Relaxing through the body, through the face. Relaxing the tongue in the mouth. As you get more and more comfortable extending the breath, maybe you would like to invite box breathing, which is inhaling for 4, holding for 4, exhale for 4, holding for 4. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving to your own breath. Choosing to stay with your breath as it is, or choosing to find a neutral, steady breath. Watching as the breath enters through the nose, cool, and then feel it warming as it moves down the back of the throat, in towards the chest, down towards the belly. The belly lifts and expands, the rib cage expands, and the heart lightens. And then as you exhale, watch it move back out, washing back out. The breath moves in, and it softly moves out. Without judging, becoming aware of where the mind wanders when it's left in stillness, when it's left in silence. Not trying to bring it back, just following it with curiosity. softening every part of your physical body, softening every part of the mental body, relaxing the emotional body, and nurturing your spiritual being, your innate truth and knowing. Take a deep breath and fill up the pit of the belly. Expand the ribs. Open the mouth and let it go. Take your hands to your heart space. Anjali Mudra, palms come to touch. The chin gently tucks in towards the chest. Thank you, from my heart to yours, for being soft, for being forgiving, and for being accepting of yourself. Thank you for consciously taking a moment to step away from the ego, from the unrealistic expectations that we put on ourselves, and being able to not only acknowledge and respect the different phases that we move through in every moment of every day, but for truly being able to embody and honor those phases. I hope that throughout this practice, you are able to cultivate a sense of calm and grounding. I pray that you can take that feeling with you now. Harness it. Enjoy it. And indulge in the space that you've created. Place one hand on the heart, the other hand on top of that hand. Feel the heart beating inside of your chest. Knowing that you are home. And you are home. You are always home. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, the releasing breath out. Shake the head, shake the torso. Letting go of anything else that's still lingering. And coming back to a place of stillness. The palms come to touch. The thumbs move to the third eye space, in between the eyebrows. Lift the heart, lift the head to that beautiful grandfather sky. And as we bow down, May we bow down not only to the world around us, but also to the power within us. Together we say, Namaste. Thank you for sharing that practice with me. Thank you. It means so much to be able to share yoga with you, but more so to be able to connect with other people, even if it is through a screen. It's to be able to share that same sense of heart space, that same openness, that same receptivity, and the same energy, knowing that the magic that I now feel after practice hopefully is the same way that you're feeling right now as well. And knowing that regardless of where we are in the world geographically, we can all be together in that way at least. I love you. Namaste.